Hello, dear class. Thank you for coming. I'm very glad to see you here. It's the first class when I'm not working on my TESOL certificate, when I'm giving to improve my teaching skills. So glad to see you. How everyone are doing? Carlos, we cannot hear you. Okay, Susana. Okay, we can hear you now, Carlos. How are you?
Who? Carlos?
No, yes, Susana.
Okay. So with headache, but here I am.
Yep. Okay, Carlos.
Hmm.
Okay, Sergio. How are you?
Hello, how are you? Fine,
I'm
thank you.
Yeah,
How
good.
are you?
Okay. Okay, let's we know each other better. Your name, where you're from, and do you read or watch news?
My name is Carlos. I'm from Mexico.
Yeah.
I watch the news, my local news.
Both. Okay, Susana, what about you?
Well, my name is Susana. I'm from Santiago, Chile, and yes, I always read them, but I mostly read international news.
Okay. What about you, Carlos? We cannot hear you. I don't know what happened. Carlos?
Hey,
Yes. Answer the questions.
uh, again. Yes, I read in local news. I watch the local news. I don't watch international news, just local.
Yeah. Okay, I'm Ellen. I'm from Ukraine. I just I'm not like really much about news because it's a lot of crazy stuffs happened in my country. It's really stressful. I usually listen what other people say. One of my best friends from US like to tell me what happened. My grandma like to tell me about the news. I usually learn the news from other people. So I ask you these questions because we will watch the news today and try to understand the film, the news in English. Okay, let's we watch the video first. Can you hear it?
Yes, I can hear it.
Yes.
Remember when the Met Office said last summer was set to be one for barbecues? It ended up being wet, windy and wild. Then came the big freeze, which had been billed as a mild winter. The government's forecasters just haven't been with it lately. But now a small firm of forecasters from Wales called Positive Weather Solutions, who've correctly predicted the wet and the cold, are saying this summer will be the hottest on record. They say average temperatures in June, July and August will beat even those of the 1976 heatwave, when standpipes and drought became a feature of daily life. And a good summer is good for business, especially tourism. Lady Penelope Cobham is from Visit England.
Hot summer in England this year will mean that the huge increase in visitors last year, 18% year on year, will grow again this year. Our consumer research is showing people are valuing their short breaks in England.
As a nation, we're famous for talking about the weather, and with the mercury set to soar beyond 38 degrees, let's hope this summer is the hot topic of conversation.
Does this video clear? Do you understand?
More or less.
Okay, what about you, Susana, Sergio?
Yes. I understood it, but I'd like to listen it one more time.
Okay, it's one of the it's the teaching rule. If you give some listening activity, give it 2 times. Okay, Sergio, do you understand the video? Sergio,
I can hear you about the weather.
okay.
The weather in England. The weather is very hot this summer, and it's a good business for the tourists. For a tourist, it's a business.
Tourism.
I don't know. I don't know how do you
For
say that
tourism.
for a tourist man.
Okay, let's
I
release
understood
time.
that they developed a system to predict more accurate the weather, so they know that the summer will be hot and that will be good for the tourism.
Okay, let's listen one more time and we will talk about it.
Remember when the Met Office said last summer was set to be one for barbecues? It ended up being wet, windy and wild. Then came the big freeze, which had been billed as a mild winter. The government's forecasters just haven't been with it lately. But now a small firm of forecasters from Wales called Positive Weather Solutions, who've correctly predicted the wet and the cold, are saying this summer will be the hottest on record. They say average temperatures in June, July and August will beat even those of the 1976 heatwave, when standpipes and drought became a feature of daily life. And a good summer is good for business, especially tourism. Lady Penelope Cobham is from Visit England.
Hot summer in England this year will mean that the huge increase in visitors last year, 18% year on year, will grow again this year. Our consumer research is showing people are valuing their short breaks in England.
As a nation, we're famous for talking about the weather, and with the mercury set to soar beyond 38 degrees, let's hope this summer is the hot topic of conversation.
Okay, so let's do the quiz now. Okay, number one, Carlos, read the quiz out loud, please.
What the weather did the Met Office predict for last summer? They hosted on record. Letter B.
Okay, let's see. No.
Letter A, that it was said to be wet and windy.
Okay, anyway.
Verdad. Sorry. They said that it would be said to be a summer for barbecues, but instead it was wet and windy.
Anyway, okay, it's yeah. Okay, number two. Okay, Susanna, your turn.
Hey.
Okay, read it. The question.
What did the British weather turn out to be like last summer? Well, wet, windy, and wild. Letter A. What I say before.
Yeah, good. Number three, Sergio. Sergio, we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Oh no, wait. No.
Sorry,
okay, repeat.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. What did the mild winter predict for last year Turnitin? The cold snap.
What do you think? Out
Someone,
of
can you hear me?
what
I
do
don't
you
know,
think?
the big freeze.
What do you think? Yes, second attempt, good. Okay, Carla, it's your turn again.
Which organization accurately predicted recent UK weather conditions? The Met Office.
Mm,
Okay, let's retry. Mm-mm. What else do you think? It's your test, I cannot hear you.
Maybe letter A.
Yeah, good. Okay, Susanna, your turn.
the video doesn't say what became the feature of daily life in Britain during the 1976 heat wave. The video doesn't say. Then I don't know. I didn't hear it. I really didn't hear that.
Okay, what does these people think? Help Susanna, please. What Carlos do you think? What Sergius do you think?
Letter A. What happened?
Okay, nothing happened, sorry. Letter A, okay. Let's see. Oops, yeah, good, correct, thanks for help. Okay, number 6. Whose turn? Sergio, your turn.
What is the name of the organization that Lady Penelope Cobhart works for? Visit England.
Yes, good, Sergio. Number 7. Carlos, you can start.
What would be the likely effect of a hot summer on UK tourism? More visitors.
Yes, good for you. Okay, Susanna, do the last one.
I don't know. What are British people famous for talking about as a nation? The weather?
Okay, let's retry. Yeah, correct. For sure, most of the people they're talking about weather all the time. What is the weather like today? It's raining every day in England. For sure. Okay, let's redo the other activity. Okay, the other activity. Okay. Tell us about your last news you read or heard in your country. Could you tell us just about your news in your country, what you have heard? Something have happened? Carlos, what can you say? Do you know something new about in Mexico?
Wow, let me see. About government.
What it was?
We had selection. We had a new president in Mexico, and the news are talking about the parties and the voters who voted for that president and that party.
Okay, yeah, everywhere is the same when the election happened. Okay, Susanna, what news in Chile?
Chile this week, a group of hackers hacked a lot of banks and killing around 14,000 cards and publish all the information of those cards, number, bank, passwords on a link to Mega on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Sergio, what new in Mexico do you know instead of elections?
Okay, I don't like watch or read news. I try to don't see this kind of things. But in Mexico, speak. I don't know. Is it correct say to speak? But the news speak about the new president. The new president is the new president is a old man. This tried three times to do president, but the last time he do it a president. It's a new president, and what else? I don't know. It's all.
Okay. Okay, I see. The same happened to me when the news, when we elect new president. It's pretty boring and annoying news, but anyway, yeah, it is what it is. But in Ukraine, I have heard the same, the war in Donetsk and close to me, and it's harder, and I really don't really interesting. My grandma saying all the crazy stuff in the Ukraine and Russian government, and I'm not really interested in it. And what do you think? Do you prefer read the news or watch them on TV or listen to the radio? What do you prefer, Carlos?
I prefer to watch TV rather than read the news, reading the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
It's more entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And besides, you can turn to the channel if you don't like what you're watching in that at that time.
Okay, Susanna, what about you?
I prefer to read online newspapers because I can read them faster, and and doing that I don't waste too much time.
Yeah. What about you, Sergio? What do you prefer?
Sorry, can you repeat the? I understand everything. Can you repeat me, please? Can you repeat to me?
Where do you prefer to learn the news? On TV, on radio?
Okay, I prefer. I prefer read the news, but I don't like read news.
Okay.
I prefer don't know. I prefer don't know about the news because in my country the news are very bad. Speak about the diet, the murder, things like this.
Yeah, me too. I'm mostly on the Sergio's position because the news, of course, annoying for sure. We must know what is going on around us, but it's really annoying sometimes. I'm on the same position with Sergio, I think. But the lessons topic I choose because watching the news are more popular. It's the best way to practice English. Just watching and reading the news because they are using more popular language, more speaking language. It's the reason why I choose this topic. But I prefer not to see. But foreign news sometimes I see. I heard somewhere, not in my country, somewhere abroad, the tourists, they came to see the caves, the mountains caves. And the very, very hard rain started, like it's running cats and dogs. And a lot of water came to the cave, there was only one room in the cave where the people could hide. And the diving people were trying to swim to them and give them food, other provision. It was and they need to wait a few months till the water come down, or teach children diving. It's two solutions here. And for 1 week they are still living there, and it's very big adventure for the guys. It was a football team with the kids around 14, 15 years old, and with a very young teacher who is around 22 years old. It's very crazy stuff I have learned, the last news in the stuff that I have read. But yeah, a lot of adventures and happened. I prefer just listen to the radio, because in radio 1 minute of news, it's pretty good, I think. Yeah. So I think we forget to read the class rules, but most of you know them. Just to remind yourself, I think Sergio is pretty new here. Sergio, could you read the class rule? We usually do it at the beginning, but today I forget because I was very impressed to listen to the video.
Okay, I read. Remember, Zoom can lead only 40 minutes conference. If you come to class late, you will miss some activities. All students must answer one by one. Don't interrupt each other. Raise your hand when answering a question and wait for the teacher to call on you. Teacher one, teach one other and help one other.
Okay, makes sense. I think your English is pretty well. I think you understood. Just remember this rule for the next class. And what do you think about this news? Did you like the video? Did you like the discussion? What can you say?
I think it was interesting. I like to listen news in English, mainly of BBC.
BBC, oh yes, CNN is American, BBC is British.
Yes, they have a podcast, 6 minutes English. They discuss about a news or a topic of interest,
Yes.
and very useful to develop our listening skills.
Yep. Yes, very good way the listening skills. It's the reason why I choose. I don't really prefer not to see the news, but to watch this, but I think so. What Sergio, what do you think about this? Did you like the video? What do you think? Sergio, we cannot hear you. Unmute your mic.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I cannot hear you correctly. Let me try to I don't know how do you say it, to connect again because I can't hear you correctly.
Did you like the lesson stuff? Did you like the video? Did you like our discussion?
Yes, I like the discussion. I like the video. I like the video because you teach us to improve our skill about listening. I don't like speak about the news because I don't like the news, but it's interesting here on the news from Chile because it's interesting speak about the hackers in the banks. But for Mexico, the election don't I don't like speak because I think in Mexico we had a lot of problem with the politician people because are very I don't know how the name for the people take the money or the other people.
Okay, yeah, yes. Okay, what about you, Carlos?
A rather discussion rather than watch news or TV or listen to the radio. It's easier to listen to music or watch a video, but it's more
Yeah.
difficult to have a conversation to someone else who lives abroad, because if you don't have a foreign friend, you will have problems talking in English.
Okay.
In addition, you have to practice your speak. If you want to practice your speaking, you need to have these kind of conversations.
Yeah.
But if you want to practice your listening, the only thing you need to do is listen to music or listen to any podcast, Susanna said a moment ago, or watch some videos on YouTube or any other program. I don't know, any other media.
Okay.
That's why
Yes.
I like to have this kind of conversation.
Yes. I have a good
Also,
news for you in my class. Do you want to hear it? The lesson is news and I have a news. It's very good. Es una buena cosa que tengo una noticia buena en nuestra clase. Y nuestro tema es las noticias. They want to hear good news in my class.
I've never listened to any music in the class.
Yeah, but I have a good news. In our class, we have a good news. Do you want to hear this good news?
What news? What good news? Give me the news.
I graduated to the TESOL classes and I will receive certificate in soon when it comes to Ukraine from America. I don't know when it will be, but I have my final grades. I finished the class.
Okay,
The first news.
congratulations.
Thank you. And the second news, I'm the owner of the class now. I don't have the TESOL teacher right now. She will not give me any topic because I finished. I'll be the owner of this class. No more honors. So it means it's a good news for you. Now you can choose a topic for the next lesson. What do you want to do? The grammar class, the
Listen.
literature class, or the reading class? What do you want to do next?
I don't know. Ladies first. Zana?
Sana, what do you want?
I know I have problems with the use of gerunds.
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 Gerunds. That.
Okay, I will give you the video about gerunds. I will explain the topic and I will do some exercise of the job. We will do grammar class. Okay, Sergio, what do you want? Maybe after this class we will do. I will do gerund for Susanna for sure, and you will improve it. Okay, Sergio, what do you want to do next?
Sorry, I cannot hear you. Can you repeat, please?
What do you want to learn the next class? Because now I am the owner of the class, not my teacher. I can.
Sorry, I don't understand. I can hear you, but I don't understand. Sorry.
Ok, ahora mi maestra no voy a dar la tema porque yo terminé mi clase de TESOL. Yo puedo dar los temas de mi clase. ¿Cuál clase tú quieres? Susana quiere gerundios. ¿Tú cuál quieres? Escuchar, practicar escuchando, practicar leyendo. ¿Cuál cosas tú quieres?
I prefer the listening because I have a lot of problems to listening correctly or practice speaking.
Okay, anyway, Susanna Gerons will be staying. I will find the video when the native speaker explain how to use gerund. I will explain myself, give you the video when explaining the gerund, and we will talk about it, practicing exercises for sure. We will do that.
I watched some videos about gerunds, and there are good videos on vid, but I need to practice it.
For
And
sure, we will
for
practice.
other subject, no sé cómo decir, relacionado. Another subject that has to do with the gerunds which I have problems is the patterns verbs. When
Okay, yes.
you have to
5
distinguish
minutos video.
to infinitive. gerunds.
Ok, sí. Gerundio voy a dar, pero primero 5 minutos de video como siempre, como as usual. Little videos, explanations and little videos and practice. We will practice, solamente practicar puede ayudarte, por ayudar a ustedes cómo usar las cosas, por supuesto. Ok. Otro sábado nos vemos, ¿sí?
Está bien.
Piensan.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
The same time, yes.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice weekend.
You too, all of you.
Or
Thank
in
you.
German, schönes Wochenende.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, you too.